Good morning and welcome to the Haven Financial Group radio show. I'm Larry Kallevig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. And again, thanks for listening this morning. If anything resonates with you, please give us a call, 612-504-8400, or feel free to visit us online at havenfinancialgroup.com. All kinds of retirement tools, our education classes. There's a calendar of events. We'd love to have you. Kim, good to be with you. We got a lot to talk about today because, retirement, there's a lot of people on the cusp of it, and they probably have questions.
I feel confident. I feel confident that they do have questions. Larry, it's great to be with you as well. Here we are springing forward with the clocks, which is always good for me. That just means it'll soon be lighter in the morning and in the afternoon. So you can't beat that, right?
Let's take it. It's been a long enough winter.
Anything with the term spring associated with it is good with me at this point in the game. That's for sure. Addressing key financial factors of retirement. You said it. A lot of people have big questions, and today we're going to try to answer a few of those. A quick reminder that we can't answer them all here in this radio show in 1 hour, but you certainly can get those questions answered by giving the folks at Haven Financial Group a call. 612-504-8400 is their number. Larry, we're going to start by talking about leftover 529 money and what you do with that. This is something that I think a lot of people are just so concerned that they won't have enough money in their 529. And then as it turns out, in some cases, they've got money sitting there. So let's sort of address what you do about that. And maybe you could just explain for those who maybe are wondering exactly what a 529 is, what it is, and then what you'd have to do.
Yeah, the 529 is a college savings plan. Parents, grandparents, and others set that up for their kids or grandkids with hopefully the desire of the kids or grandkids going on to continuing education, college, etc. But let's face it, that isn't for everybody. And maybe those kids or grandkids decide that they don't want to do that. And now we have leftover 529 plans. What to do with it? What can you do with it? That's what we're going to talk about to really maximize those benefits and yet minimize penalties. Always important. Max the benefits, minimize the penalties and the fees. And there are a variety of things you can do, some things that have not been around for really that long. Let's talk about some of those, Kim. Rolling it to a Roth IRA. The Secure Act 2.0 in 2024 it changed it to roll over up to about 35 grand of unused 529 into a Roth IRA for the same beneficiary. We like Roth IRAs. We think that is a really good option. Now, provided that account has to be intact for at least 15 years, which a lot of times 529s are put when the kids or grandkids are really young. So usually I don't see that as an issue. So rolling it into a Roth IRA, I think that's just a great
Larry,
idea.
let me ask you a quick question here. So you've said it has to be for the same beneficiary. So obviously when you set this fund up, whether you're a parent or you're a grandparent and you're setting it up for a child or a grandchild, you have to name that individual. And then that has to be the same person who benefits from the IRA. Is that correct? Okay.
That is correct. In order to do the rollover to a Roth, the one you set it up for is also the beneficiary. That has to be the same person in order to do this rollover to a Roth IRA.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. So in other words, you can't just grab that money out and just take it and give it to just anybody. You have to keep that same beneficiary for the Roth.
To accomplish that, now you can withdraw for non-qualified expenses. Now that's going to come with a cost. I mean, non-qualified, again, you're going to end up paying 10% as far as a penalty goes, and it's subject to income tax. So hopefully people will not do that one unless they really need the money. And one simple one is as of now, you can change the beneficiary. If the original beneficiary doesn't need those funds for whatever reason, designate somebody else, another eligible family member, as the new beneficiary without any income tax or penalty. So that's a very simple one, is just changing the beneficiary. Being we're talking about beneficiaries, if you're listening and you have accounts like IRAs, Roth IRAs, life insurance, really pretty much any bank accounts, make sure your beneficiaries are current. It's a simple estate planning thing that people mess up all the time by not having current beneficiaries, not naming any beneficiaries. It sounds so elementary, but I can't stress it enough. Just this last week, I had another individual that came in and she didn't have any beneficiaries on her
Mm.
401k. And again, I said, you don't have any beneficiaries. Yeah, I probably should get around to doing that. If something happens, that's just going to be a complete
Mhm.
mess. So please make sure beneficiaries are current.
Going back to this leftover money in the 529, now you maybe put that money in there with the intent of one of your children using it for college funds. Your child decided not to go to college, and now you have grandkids. That can go to private school K through 12.
Yeah, I can. Up to $10,000 annually can be used for K through 12 tuition at private or religious schools. Expanding the use of this 529 plan. It can cover apprenticeship
Mhm.
costs. I'm hearing a lot of folks getting into the trade business. There's certainly there's a need for it, and there's actually pretty good pay. Funds can be used for fees, books, supplies, whatever these programs are required. But these programs have to be registered with the Department of Labor, otherwise it won't work. Another one you could do is repay student loans. A lifetime maximum of $10,000 can be used to repay the beneficiary's student loans, with an additional 10 for each of the beneficiary's siblings. So that might be a good way to knock some of those student loan balances down as
That's
well.
terrific. So let's talk about, of course, you're doing a lot of this for tax purposes, as beyond the fact that you just want to utilize it in the correct ways.
Well, taxes seems to drive every conversation throughout our life, and it's probably not going to change anytime in the near future. So, yeah, you got to consider the tax ramifications. My encouragement would, if whatever state you reside in, check out the applicable state-specific rules and regulations that are there. You want to minimize taxes to the best of your ability, and making irrational decisions or decisions that maybe you don't necessarily know if they're the right decision can lead to that. And that's why if you have a good partner, no matter what the tax discussion is, 529s, tax planning, IRA or Roth contributions, what makes the most sense? Work with somebody that you can get this information. It's what we do at Haven Financial Group. We want folks to ask us. I always say, when in doubt, ask questions. It's interesting to me over all the many years that I've done this that people have questions, they don't know who to ask, so they don't ask anybody. We should make informed decisions, not ill-informed decisions. And again, the element of time comes into play, for what you should be doing with the 529. What is, how old is the beneficiary? What is the time factor? Just like anything to do with our retirement planning, it's the element of time. When are you going to retire? When are you going to need the money? When should you turn on Social Security? These are all these retirement topics that you and I talk about every week, which what we specialize in at Haven Financial Group is specifically planning for those retirement years. Whether you're listening and you're young, why not get started? Whether you're 5 years or less to retirement, now really is the time to be thinking about it. Or maybe you're even already retired and hopefully you're enjoying those golden years, but decisions still need to be made. We want to be good stewards of our money and, again, informed decisions.
Absolutely. Uh, uh, you know, um, th- 529s are incredible. They're wonderful, but there are rules and regulations associated with them that over time changed because tax laws change and things have changed. You just said that, it was in 2004 we saw some changes. So Larry has said this, and it's so important. You may put that money in there and you've had it sitting there for 15, 20 years, and now it's time to try to figure out what to do with it. You need a partner to learn more about maybe how laws have changed since you started that program. Give the folks at Haven Financial Group a call. They would love to hear from you and certainly can walk you through the ways that you can use that money should you decide you need to use it in a different way. They can also talk to you, of course, about the tax benefits associated with this and the tax laws that maybe have changed since you put the money in. 612-504-8400 is our number. Again, that's 612-504-8400. Give the folks at Haven Financial Group a call. We're talking about, addressing key financial factors as you head into retirement. Lots of questions, and we're trying to answer a few of those. Coming up next, we're going to talk about structuring your finances to weather market turbulence. We've seen a lot of that of late, and we're going to talk more about it on the other side of the break. This is the Haven Financial Group radio show.